Hello, everyone. So I am back. I mean, I only uploaded a few episodes on this channel, a few videos, I guess, on this channel. But I'm back and I do have someone here with me. I have my husband. I'll just
Hi.
I'll just call you Panda.
Yeah, that's fine. That's my name.
Yeah. So this is a little bit like different format. I was uploading videos on 90 Fiance, and I do envision that I'll continue to upload videos like that, but I think it's going to be different moving forward because how it was before was just so much energy, so much work with creating a script, screen recording, editing, very formal and just too much time. Part of it too is like me talking to my laptop screen does not work. I don't think I ever was fully able to be myself when I was recording these videos. So now I'm just gonna be talking to my husband, and that is a lot more natural for me.
We kind of looking forward to keep it a chill conversation between two people,
Yeah.
rather than giving our expert insight into the stories, but rather than a reaction to it, kind of like
Yeah.
aftermath, how we feel about it as viewers.
That being said, I am not continuing with 90 Fiance right now. The thing that like has really captured our attention at this moment is Survivor. Um, and I have seen a little bit of Survivor. This was a bit new to my husband, but I've seen some of it earlier seasons. I've not been keeping up with this at all, but my friend at work told me to watch season 48. So we started watching season 48. We caught up to the current episode before the finale, and so we had a lot of time to binge and catch up on season 47. So we wrapped up both season 47 and season 48 around the same time. And so today we'll be talking about that. But yeah, Panda, you have not really seen Survivor up until we
Yeah,
started watching it
yeah,
this
it's
time.
my first time getting into the world of Survivor, which has been going on for quite a long time, and it's quite popular here in America. And yeah, it was really, see, honestly speaking, I had my apprehension. It's more like this survival game. You have all these challenges and you just compete, and whosoever wins and be the person to last the longest in those challenges. That was pretty much in my head, that's the idea that some it's a group of people alone in an island, and the challenges day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and you make it to day 26 and you win the cup, the tag of challenges, $1 million, and that's it. But when you dive deep into it, it has more character to it than mere brute force. And like, it's not a just only the physical strength aspect of it. It has more politics, more color and character to it, how you deal with other opponents, how you blindside them, how you advantage the situation to your gameplay, so that nobody is considering you as a threat to vote you out until the very last moment. They never see it coming and you're just out of the door. And so all these things, and how you, although you know that the day is near from the very first day that you might have to vote for somebody, but still you build up that relationship, put them in your own corner, gain the confidence, and basically use them all to your means. Like the motto says it all: outwit them all, outplay them all, and win it.
I'm excited because I do want to watch more, and obviously there's 48 seasons, so that means 46 seasons that we need to check out, and hopefully he's on board to watch all of that with me. Um, that all that
Eventually.
we'll take our time, but that being said, we are not Survivor experts. We are just watching for the fun of it. There may be a little bit of analysis, but we are not
Like,
able.
quote unquote, we are not super fans. We don't know okay, this challenge I know, or this winner, this 5 time challenger immunity winner, this guy. We don't know them like that as other super fans claim to do, like, okay, now after this stage this challenge is there, so the people who want to compete in this, they practically try to recreate those challenges and try to practice and get into this game. So we don't know it
Yeah.
as detailed as they do. We just go as a first time viewer and try to enjoy.
Yeah. And we are never going to be those people. Like,
Yes.
we are just here for the vibes. We enjoyed these moments. I know some big names like Boston Rob, but I am like that's not going to happen a lot.
The thing that caught my eye and made me get attached to the show is the way they play apart from the physical challenges, because that's fun to watch, no doubt. That's very see how people compete and who wins, and it's always a nail biting moment to see who is going to win the immunity and all.
Mm,
But apart from that, there is a lot happening, and who is talking to whom, who is getting collaborations with whom, and who is in whose corner, and those things are so much interesting and good to watch, right?
yeah.
Those are the money moments.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay, so that being said, we can move on to talking about season 48 and season 47. And honestly, it's just going to be a reflection of the whole season because obviously there's a bunch of episodes here. We're not going to do a breakdown of everything. Um, but maybe like in the future, that is a direction. Well, I have no idea. Anyways, like
We
I
don't
should
have a
just say,
structure yet.
yeah, there's no
We are going to play it by
structure.
ear.
Yeah. Whatever works for us. And hopefully you guys are cool to, you know, follow along, join us. So yeah, going into season 48, what did you think of the winner? Um so okay, obviously we've got two seasons here. So who was that? I think this was Kyle, Camilla, Joe, and Eva. What did you think? Did it go as you expected? Did the right person win in your opinion? Would you have wanted it to be someone else?
My vote was Kyle and Camille, and obviously I was disappointed because Camilla could not make it, and because I would have really enjoyed her pitching herself in the final three and try to get more votes than rest of them. I was very hopeful that's how it is going to play, because that's what I was expecting in 47, and I'm very happy with the results. But in 48, I was a tad bit disappointed
Hmm.
because, but yes, Kyle deserve it. I cannot say that he doesn't deserve it or stuff like that, because it was not fluke. He played it very well, and it was a good combination of politics and strength that he showed. It was 360-degree performance, so you have to show good in everything, like your relationships with the other tribe members, your game plan, your strategies, and also day on day getting that immunity and staying surviving the tribals and stuff like that. So I'm not disappointed, but yes, when you always have a favorite, and you try the that your person gets to the final. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's interesting because what we saw kind of play out is there was Joe and Eva who were their own duo but very public, and then we had Kyle and Camilla who were their own duo but very secretive, and they called that out, right? Um, and so I think maybe it was Chrissy. Someone was saying basically like as either Joe or Eva were speaking that like, hey, so is this your game or is this Joe's game? Something like that, right? So Kyle and Camilla show that awareness that they both could not be there sharing their own story because they were allies and they were basically shared a story. And so um, I think it made sense that only one of them could be there, but I don't think Joe and Eva really shared that. And maybe on their own, they had unique enough stories because for Eva, the biggest thing was her autism. So that is unique. And then for Joe, it was like, I'm a fireman. Like, I've done so much for other people. And, hopefully, like, this can help my family now because I've done so much for others. Strong stories, but they didn't show that awareness that, like, their alliance is kind of like them having the same story. Um, so
See, I don't see any mind game played by Joe that baffled us. Like it was always out there in the open, and basically he survived this far by winning immunities and stuff. Otherwise, he would have been voted out because he never had a strong alliance with anybody. Everybody saw him as a threat rather than a potential ally. And I agree with Camilla when she was very vocal about this with Kyle that see we don't have anything different to differentiate our game on the final tribals. Like I'll say the same thing, you'll say the same thing. So I don't want you to be sitting next to me on the tribals because this is the point. We played our game good. She was very open about it. She knew it that in either of them has to go to the tribals. There is no sense. So there's no point in going there and just
yeah, I think on that point, like this is something I'm aware of because I've seen a little bit more seasons than you. But like this always comes up, like the whole like I played this game with loyalty and honesty versus you guys were all just about blindsiding, like very much like for yourself. And so I think that's what Joe and Eva were trying to kind of represent, that strategy of being honest. But it all comes down to the jury. Like, this comes up a lot of like how you vote someone out and the way that they go. Like, eventually, not everyone can make it to the final three or four or whatever. But if you screwed someone over, are they going to be like, you know what? Like, I respect your game. And so I
this
can
has
vote
to
for you.
be. This has to be. They all have to understand this that at some point it's each for his own. You cannot. Okay, you build this relationship, but they all for a purpose. They're all for a purpose, and once that purpose is solved, you're dispensable. Okay.
For sure, but I feel like there are some people who, and maybe it's an act. Like you saw Dave kind of talking about how like he had to maintain a certain face, and it was all an act. Like he just wanted to like kind of like he just wanted,
Intimidate me.
yeah,
Intimidate.
yeah. So I think yes, but I think some people really take it to heart because at the end of the day, it's $1 million on the line. So like even though it's a game, it's gonna take a lot longer for them to actually like step back and be like, hey, it is just a game, and everyone was doing what they needed to do because so much is on the line.
Yeah, as one of the players said that they have to compartmentalize that as a person and as a player.
Mm.
They have to see those two things objectively so that they do not interfere with each other.
Yeah, I think I distinctly remember that with Genevieve in season 47, but maybe before we talk about season 47, curious, do you have a favorite moment from season 48 that you can recall?
I mean, not right now.
I mean, yeah, I feel like this is why I wanted to cover both season 48 and 47 just now because we are eager to I am eager to get into season 46, and I was like I don't want to get all these players mixed up in my head. It's
That's what
always
happened to
hard.
me basically.
Yeah. Okay, so my favorite moment, honestly, was Kyle and Camilla. I have no idea when this was. Maybe it was post merge or something. All I know that there was like some kind of split with the tribes or merging of the tribes, and Camilla just acted like she was on the bottom or that Kyle never wanted to strategize with her, and Kyle very quickly caught on, and it was the beginning of them and their like coercive, or wait, what's the term? Their like secret partnership.
Okay. Conniving
Yeah.
about each other.
Yeah, and then you hear Shauhin in his like confessional, I guess, whatever you call that scene where he's alone, and he's just like, yeah. So Camilla basically said that like they don't have a close relationship, and then Kyle was like, I wouldn't say that, and that's what like nailed it in the coffin or whatever for me that like, oh yeah, they really are not that close, and it was just so brilliant, so brilliantly played, and so I love that moment. That's like my favorite scene from the whole season. Okay, cool. So then let's go to season 47. Um, Similar question. What did you think of the winner? Did you
Great,
expect it?
epic ending. Nobody bet on her, and she proved so many people wrong. She was just unbeatable
Yeah.
on every way. She was scoring more than everyone else. Like, be it strategizing, be it physical challenges, she was 360-degree all over the. Like, she was doing everything. It's not like she was just building relationship and alliances and stuff like that. She's also winning immunities. She was also finding idols. Was getting uh, going on journeys. She did everything. Like, she got the full survivor experience.
Yeah, okay, honestly, I remember Sam kind of saying this in like their that finale where they kind of like share their stories and stuff, like how that wasn't really her, like she lucked out and she won immunity, she got to go on journey. And I don't think that's true because like we see time and time again that yes, you can have all these advantages, but if you don't know when to use them, if
That
you
was a
don't pull
loser's
it,
bitterness, you know.
yeah.
He got so much bitterness because he was not able to perform in those physicals, those challenges at all. He was lagging behind a lot, and Rachel proved everybody wrong that she could also be a potential winner. Nobody saw her as a threat at all.
Yeah.
Okay, and they put her on the chopping block so many times, but miraculously she will
Yeah.
have something in the bag. Like, okay, guys, and the and how funny it was. Like, everybody was like, okay, Rachel, this is the last time, but you will be in the uh, final jury, and you have to support me because I'll be pitching myself for the final tribals. And Rachel was like, okay, okay, how that is, I am okay with that. And then you see those moments when she was trying her best, trying to think of ideas, trying to think of strategies, how to do it, because she was alone. Basically, she was alone. Nobody was there to support her. There was no permanent alliances that Rachel stick to win this game, right? So it was great, great watching her play.
Yeah. Okay. Also, honestly, like I went into this season knowing who the winner was.
Yeah.
I told you that. I didn't tell you who the winner was.
Mm.
You you thought I had spoiled it for you,
Yeah.
and I thought I had spoiled it for you.
Yeah.
But you were thinking of someone else, and in some ways I was like, okay, let's just work with this because I don't want to spoil it for you.
Mm.
But because I knew that she was the winner, part of me was like looking at her, like trying to be like, are you really worthy of being the winner? And for a long time I didn't actually see it. It wasn't until like the later episodes when she was starting to like win immunities that I thought, yeah, she is good. I mean, I think beginning of the season when she was a key player with the puzzles, that was great. But like she lost um oh my god, I forgot her name, but there was who was her
Anika.
closest, Anika. Yeah, she was there, and she lost her really quickly, and she very quickly went to the bottom, and then post merge happened, I think, and people were talking about how they need to get Rachel out, and maybe they weren't showing us, and or maybe I just wasn't seeing it. They talked about how she is so well liked. Like I love her, I like her, so that means that she needs to be voted out. Both Caroline and Genevieve like going on and on about that. I was like, is that sufficient? Is that what makes you someone that like just needs to be voted out? Just being likable? What does it mean to be strategic?
I mean, when you brought that word, then the first player that comes to my mind is Genevieve. Wow, what a game she played with that fake idol and doing that and making people believe, and that was awesome. That was awesome. If if Rachel was not there in the game, I would have really betted on Genevieve. That was awesome. The way she played everybody around. My God, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so like we were just talking about that. But she really struggled with the whole like I need to separate myself from me, the person Genevieve, versus me, the player
I think that's
Genevieve.
everybody's struggle. I mean, she was vocal about it, but I think that struggle is with everyone. Okay, because as you see, Sue became so personal about her
Kyle.
feelings about Kyle. I mean, see, that's the thing. Like when you get so much involved, you go so deep. It's tough to even find your separate your identity from the player and person, and sometimes the real world values despair.
Yeah, okay, I know you didn't say this, but like I know that like you thought that Sue sharing with the team or with everyone that like she is actually 59 years old, you thought that that would garner a lot of votes her way. What did you think of the reaction? She got like one vote or she got zero.
I think she didn't get any vote.
Yeah. I think that again kind of goes along with like looking at it for me, I was like, I guess it's impressive that you've done great in some of the immunity challenges, but Gabe was on her alliance, right? He was her ally, and yet at the end he was waiting for her to answer the question of like how was your loyalty part of your strategy? Because in some ways it feels like she was carried forward by Gabe a lot. And then maybe Rachel was the strongest alliance after that, but like she needed to have been intentional about.
First Gabe, then Caroline, then Rachel. Caroline was basically, they were like, oh, Caroline, okay, I think she's my mother, and
Mm.
so they were very much strong together. And she was also pretty pissed after Caroline got axed in the tribals.
But all that tells me is that she allied herself with strong people. Like, could she vocalize that? Or did she just. Because, like, again, like, they were voting out the people that they thought were the strongest and the biggest, like, potential, like, threats.
See, I'll tell you one thing. Gabe knew this fact for fact that if you put her into confidence, she's not gonna flip a vote. Never.
True.
People capitalized on that. They're like, okay, she's one vote. Whatever she says, she's gonna do that. So that's even in the last moment, even if she knows that somebody is idol, if she said that's what she was like, okay, loyalty first and everything. She was honest to the bones. So she was more like, okay, if you show me that you have idol and tell me whatever secret you have,
Mm.
then I'm gonna say everything. I'm not gonna hide anything.
Yeah, and she
Okay.
really showed up for Rachel,
Yeah.
and I know Rachel. I think that is one thing about Rachel is that again, like I felt this way too. Of like starting out, it was just like everything was shifting for her. Like she really didn't have a good group of people to rely on. Andy, my God, so crazy, just kept like breaking her trust at every turn. Uh, like Andy was so fucking.
And
Whoops, Andy was such a
and in the
wild card.
tribals, and you realize Andy flipped, and you looked at Andy, and you're like, okay, I'll tell you later.
the so like when Rachel said later on that like I was looking for a core group of people, I found it with Sue, and that's why I decided to like put her with me and not force her to do like the fire building activity. Like for me there was intent there. There was real rationale that I could follow and so I could respect. Um
Rachel has seen Sue's wrath firsthand. How she used to go about the coconut saying, Kyle, I'll kill you, Kyle. And she's like, I'm not going to put myself in that situation. I will bring her. I'll bring her to the tribals. Then you're on your own. Okay?
uh,
I'll do my job.
Honestly, I feel bad for Kyle though because and I know this. I know that like honestly like if everyone has a sob story then like everyone is deserving of the $1 million. And so sometimes I think about like huh, we're now jumping back and forth between seasons, right? But the other Kyle, the corporate lawyer who I don't know him, but I imagine he's doing well as a corporate lawyer. I don't know if that's true. Like I'm literally speculating here. Part of me is like, should you have won the money? Or should it have been someone who really needs the money? At the same time, that's not what Survivor is about. Survivor is about
Whoever
the
is
strategy.
deserving. It's not about who is should be.
Not financially deserving. It's not really about, like you need a scholarship or something,
Yeah.
and so we are giving scholarships away. Like it is just a game, and some
Yeah.
people have a certain strategy.
Yes.
And I
Very
do
much.
feel like I'm coming to think that people who are strategic with who they align themselves with and when they play certain advantages like that is what I respect in this game. So Yeah, a lot of thoughts here on season 47. Um, anything else that we haven't
Yes,
talked
I have a
about?
favorite moment.
Okay, what's your favorite moment?
When Saul find that advantage, and he was first person. The decision was easy. Like, okay, I'm gonna help Rachel. You know, the Asian connect,
Yeah.
and how they used to connect before
Yeah.
that fact, and bonded over that, and they're like, okay, I'll be in your side and stuff like that. And the moment he got that advantage, Saul was like, okay, I'll use it, and that was the very much end of Rachel's journey in the whole season of Survivor, and that helped Rachel a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
so just because they were in each other's corner and bonded over that, and
Yeah,
yeah,
I really struggled about that. Okay, one, I will say, like, that same moment, I love that moment too. Like, I had to keep replaying that scene because it was just so amazing how they all expected Rachel to be voted out, and then suddenly she's just like, hey, safety without power. Thank you to whoever gave this to me. But it just changed everything, and you could see how people had to scramble in the back to be like, how are we voting? It was hilarious. But I think it just made it so much more heartbreaking when Rachel could not align herself with Soul and keep him in the game. I think that's one of the moments where I was like, I don't know how to follow this. I don't know what the best strategy is. Rachel, if you're supposed to be very strategically minded, I'm trying to figure out like, does this make sense or not? Is this really the best move? I mean, ultimately she won, so I think she did make this the right move, but I was very sad to see Soul go because and at kind of the hands of Rachel, honestly. Um
yes,
I mean, a lot of other people voted him out, but like
it would have not mattered.
yeah. Yeah, like everyone else had voted, right? Like Sam was the one who was trying to change things and he ended up voting for Soul too.
Yeah,
That was all chaos for nothing.
because Rachel want to be in the majority for any possible future alliances. She can't just put a target on her back by not voting for Saul and going away from the group. So
Yeah. I think the other favorite moment that I had, other than that, is just her, like, literally sneaking up and, like, eavesdropping on that
the
conversation in the
pitch
dark.
black.
Yeah, I think I like it too because when you explain it to me as someone who is not on the island, how dark it is and how easy it is, and, like, how you could potentially, like, really get away with doing this, I appreciate that insight because
Yes.
obviously I'm not on that island with them.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I loved that. Um,
That basically exposed Andy.
yeah,
And
and Teeny, because Teeny is the one who shared that she has this
yes.
other advantage, and
Yes. Yes.
so yeah, I love season 47. I love season 48. I loved
I have
getting
one
back
more
into
favorite
it.
moment from
Okay.
season 47. If you remember when they all, when Genevieve won the immunity, the sanctuary thing, and she could take two people with her, and she took Sue and Teeny with her,
Mhm.
and Teeny was basically high on wine, and she basically spilled that, oh, Genevieve has an idol, you know. And she's like, oh, did I fuck up here? Did I mess up the whole game? And Genevieve was like, no, go. Her internal voice is like, okay, come on, make it real, more real. Say it, make people believe the story that I have an idol. Come on, you didn't do nothing wrong. Let me refill your glass. Keep talking. That was really fun.
That was crazy. That pretty much wraps up our thoughts on season 48 and season 47. So, I guess moving forward, what is next for us? Right now, the thing that we are really binging is Love After Lockup. We are, I think we've seen seasons 4 and 5. Not the entire seasons, because I think they kind of like jump right into uh, life after lockup. And I didn't want to go into that because I haven't seen everything of season 2 and 3. And so I was getting couples that I've never actually seen before. So I think that we've already seen season 1 together. We are in the middle of season 2. We're just going to pick up wherever we've already covered. We are also watching The Valley. And then, yeah, Survivor season 46. I'm really excited for that.
Me
I,
too.
you, okay, great, awesome. So, yeah, those are the things that we're watching, and hopefully this new format is good and everyone is able to appreciate where we're going and taking this channel. How do I close out, Bob? I'm so bad at this.
It's fine. See you.
Go ahead. Sorry. You give our closing.
I mean, we have to definitely have to prepare something better than what we are giving right now, but hopefully we'll learn more and fine tune ourselves. See you guys when we see you once we are done preparing our next podcast.
Yeah, all of
And
this is
hopefully you enjoyed hearing us talk, and you can join the conversation through comments and subscribing us. So
nice.
it'll be better for hear from you and learn as you go, and it'll be more like a discussion. And if you have more inputs, and if you felt what we said is right, or you have any other opinions, so share it with us. We'll love to hear from you.
Wow, that was a great closing. Okay, we'll see you guys next time then, whenever that is. Thank you. Bye.